Good afternoon, everybody. I am so honored to have in my office today my good friend, Katie Nelson. Katie is a Washington, D.C. based business coach and sales strategist, best known as the founder and CEO of Sales Uprising, where she helps solopreneurs and small business owners scale into six-figure and multi-six-figure revenue. She is a four-time business owner, sales catalyst, and small business coach with 30 years of sales experience and more than 150 million in products and services sold across multi-industries. She built Sales Uprising around her core philosophy: cash flow is oxygen. Her mission is to help entrepreneurs overcome sales fear, simplify revenue generation, and build profitable, sustainable businesses. I am so glad to welcome Katie, and I'm gonna share a little story about me and my history with Katie. Katie reached out to me 7 years ago, and she told me, you need to come to my mastermind. And I said, oh my God, I can't do that. I don't have the money. And I really did. And she said, you gotta come. This is your opportunity. You are going to take your two franchise you've got made to the next level. And I went to her mastermind, and I would tell you, I am a business, and I am very successful business right now. And I would say one of the part of my success was the mastermind I did with Katie Nelson. But today we're not here to talk about Sales Uprising. We're here to talk about the new book, Speak Your Way, Sales. I'm so excited to know about this book, Katie.
Well, thank you.
So tell me first, what inspired you to write this book, and how did the idea first come to you?
Multi-layered question. So, since I started Sales Uprising 10 years ago, we turned 10 years old this year.
Wow.
Everyone has told me I needed to write a book. And I can appreciate that. I tell a story a specific way, and I bring a lot of energy to everything that I do, but writing a book was kind of sacred to me.
Yeah.
So this book came about because one of the other authors, Mary Sue Dahill, and our publisher, Eaton Press, put together a collaborative book that I could get behind. And I'm very picky.
Yeah.
That book has one target market. The 10 authors of the chapters that are in there all have that market as their target. And we all got to come from the concept of speak your way to sales from the place of our expertise. So how could I say no?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know, Katie, the word sales. This is you. That's what is more important to build a business.
Yes.
Otherwise you don't have business.
Who is it? Mary Kay, I think, said a business doesn't exist until a dollar is exchanged.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How much of the story is drawn from your personal experiences or real life events?
Every single bit of it. Right? So the first 20 years that I was, probably the first 20 years that I was in sales, which was before I owned this business, selling was a very specific way. It had a specific cadence to it. When I became the CEO and founder of Sales Uprising, stages became a bigger marketing play for a business. They became more plentiful, they became more available.
Yeah.
And so I had to learn, what did that mean? You can spend, and you could speak to this, you can spend all of your time and money go speaking on stages without ever earning $1.
Absolutely.
So we all had to learn those lessons, and so we tried to condense those lessons in this book so other people didn't have to make them. Other business owners could skip over those mistakes and just focus on the right things, speaking on stages that generate revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you describe your writing process? Do you follow a strict routine or write when inspiring strikes?
If I was writing an entire book, I feel that I would probably practice writing every day. Because I got to condense these lessons into one chapter, it was sit down and at least get out the first draft, right? You know, I'm a big proponent of progress, not perfection.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're going to do a collaborative book with other business people that you trust, I would say just get it out. Get some feedback to make sure you're on the right track so you can meet all your deadlines, not hold up anybody else, and get out the best product you can.
What was the most challenging part of writing? How long it took you, by the way?
Probably
to write your part.
Oh, to write my part, probably 6 weeks. Even though it's everything that I know, but to make sure that it flowed, to make sure that it made sense, to make sure that there was the good juice, right? You know, I like to make sure that there's the impact, and of course to verify that it was in alignment with the other chapters in the book. It's very important if you're doing a collaborative piece to, you know, you don't want anybody stepping over each other's lane. And
challenge.
Yeah, the challenge. The challenge for me was probably condensing it into one chapter. It's a lot. You know, my chapter, I know, it's going to surprise you, Natasha, but my chapter is on revenue generation.
Absolutely. That's what we love.
Go figure. You know, we've got amazing chapters from PR to the marketing pieces to the branding pieces. All of these amazing pieces of what it looks like for, we have the follow-up system from after you get off stage in this book. So the revenue generation for stages specifically is multi-layered. So I wanted to make sure you guys got all of the good, like literally could see it from multiple angles in an easy way.
Yeah, because I can see also that the book is not that big book, which is easy probably to read. And you know, you don't get bored, because some people, you know, start a book and they get left to the middle and say, oh God, it's a big book and it took me forever to finish it. So how do you deal with writer block or creative burnout?
I don't know that I've had that yet. I think if I did, I would do what I always do. Well, what I would recommend all of us try. I would call one of my people. Whether it was to say I have writer's block or I'm having a creative moment, or if it was just to have a good kiki and a good, you know, one of my favorite things about me is that I love humans. So if I was having writer's block, I'd call you and be like, hey Natasha, tell me something good. What's going on in your life? What's the most amazing thing that happened to you today? Right? And that allows my brain to go to the next point.
And honestly, also knowing you for all these years, I think you're a very positive person, and the people who come work with you, they will feel good, like, because you never let people feel that they're failing, because you encourage them to keep going, and the growth will come and take step by step. I remember that from 9 years ago. I really do.
Well, and the truth of it is that what's the definition of failure? You know, it's very true. I have a very solidified positivity practice. And it's not from a toxic positivity place where everything is positive all the time. It's from a, are we allowed to speak? It's where bad things can happen sometimes, and yet and still there are silver linings everywhere. In the most difficult times is where you find the most opportunity, and especially in business ownership, if this is what you want to do, this is kind of what it looks like.
Yeah. I mean,
So, buckle up. Let's go for the ride.
Yep. Are there any books or authors that influence your writing style or this particular work?
So what I always I love it when an author acts as if you're right there, right? So, does anybody remember Dear Abby? Right, so it was a column in a newspaper a gazillion years ago, and you would write this woman, and it was of course an advice column or whatever. So I think that my wife is working too much, or my husband is working too much. How do I get him to be home more, or some ridiculous thing? And she would just act like she knew you and say, well, Julie, here's what I would do. This is what you can do. And so the style of my writing is just like my speaking, is just like when you see me on the street. It's I hope that it's very inclusive, and when you read it, you go, oh yeah, this is Katie. She actually says this, right?
Yeah. What message or feeling do you hope readers take away from this book?
From the whole book, I hope that speaking is a multifaceted, can be fearful institution that everybody will tell you need to do. One, you don't need to. Every business owner needs to decide for themselves if speaking is something that they have in them or that they want to take advantage of as an opportunity. If you do, then do. And know that it's possible in all sorts of ways. Some of us didn't have to start small. Some of us didn't have to do free stages at the chamber or anything like that. We got paid to speak immediately, and that's unlikely. The majority of us have stages that are free, where we just give of ourselves. And don't take those for granted.
Yeah.
Every free stage is the opportunity for you to hone your message better, for you to get better and more comfortable with an audience, to understand what it feels like in your body when you're delivering in this way, right? So use every stage as an opportunity to grow, and read from page 101 in the book to learn how to make all your money out of them, because they are money-making opportunities, even if you're not a paid speaker.
Wow. That's a good news. What's next for Katie? Are we thinking another book, and will be full book written by you? Are we ready to have a mastermind sales coaching book, something like that?
I don't
Is
know,
all
Natasha,
your knowledge for all these years? I would love to see that.
You would. Well, in Q4 of last year, I purchased a franchise, which is my 4th business.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. I am currently the president of the Greater DC chapter of the National Association of Women Business Owners, as you know.
Yep.
So what's next for me at the end of that term is a nice long vacation. What's next for me? Is there a book in the future? Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do another collaborative book. I would love to do another business builder with these ladies specifically who have so much to give. But the hardcover just came out, so maybe we'll do a tour and a press release of this book again, and see what comes of it, and go from there. I'll keep you posted. You'll be my first call.
Katie, one question. I know I gotta jump a little bit because I'm always excited to hear about sales and business. If I ask you today, these days, with a lot of businesses around, a lot of competitions and all that, what to drive a good sales for your business? What advice can you give a new business owner, maybe starting right now? Other, of course, come and talk to Katie.
I was even going to say that.
Sales.
But thank you. So sure, if you're new in business, meaning you haven't made any money yet, go hang out where your competition hangs out and see how they do it. if for one reason only, and that's to see if that's something that you're comfortable with. If you have competition out there and they do what you do and they're making money, you know that you have a business that can sell. So there's nothing wrong with that. After that, you can quit worrying about the competition.
Absolutely.
Because there's plenty to go around for everybody. We all do it a little bit differently, right? You've Got Maids is not any other cleaning service. The service that Natasha and her team brings is not the same as the next person up the street who may say that this is what they do. So after you know, oh, I have a solution and there's a market for that solution, then just go start talking to the people that you think are your buyer. And I say that you think because you won't know until they say that that's them. Right? Go find your target market. Start getting comfortable with talking about your solution and then grow from there.
Katie, thank you very, very much for today. I can't wait to read this book and give you my opinion.
Please.
And also some of the audience, I'm sure we're gonna share where they need to buy this book. From.
Amazon, yeah.
And also I hope you will rethink a full book done by Katie, kind of mastermind, and talk to us about sales, because I know you are good at it.
Thank you. And you guys, you know what? Do me a favor, you guys. Tell Natasha if you think that a book on sales would be the most boring thing ever or the most exciting thing ever. You tell her and she'll let me know if I've got a market or there's no market, okay? Do that for us.
We appreciate you, Katie. Thank you for coming and talking to us about your book, and good luck.
Thank you so much, Natasha. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.